This assembly do resolve to pay tribute to the late Honorable Jacob Oulanyah.
On 20th March this year, Uganda's Speaker of Parliament Jacob Oulanyah passed on. A month later, former President of Kenya Mwai Kibaki also died in Nairobi. At the time of their demise, the Regional Assembly was in recess. The Assembly resumed sittings last week in Arusha, Tanzania. Uganda's representatives James Kakooza moved a motion for the Assembly to pay tribute to the gallant son of the region and Africa at large.
It was important to put it on record that the gallant son of Uganda, Jacob Oulanyah, was cutting across all over Uganda, East African community, and Africa at large. And his contribution were clear and loud.
Speaker after speaker described the late Oulanyah as a peacemaker who pacified northern Uganda and South Sudan.
He contributed to peace building, to pacifying the northern part of Uganda, and also the peace process in the Republic of South Sudan.
Because he was a Pan-Africanist, he was a nationalist, he's someone who loved East African integration to the core. And as members of parliament, we always looked to him for guidance and advice. In fact, he was a member of the East African Speakers Bureau.
The late Jacob Oulanyah was a consummate lawyer. All his life, he led a life that respected the rule of law.
So he was a very charismatic character, and when he spoke from the bottom of his heart, an honest, frank, and committed parliamentarian.
So he wanted to narrow the gap between the East African Legislative Assembly and the Parliament of Uganda, and even the people of Uganda.
The lawmakers from South Sudan vividly remember Oulanyah's contribution towards the nation building, especially in establishing the Parliament of South Sudan.
When we came out of conflict and South Sudan was trying to build its institutions, among them is the Parliament. Right Honorable Oulanyah reached out.
He was a good politician and he was a peacemaker. And we should really pay much tribute and take him as a real model.
And he sponsored a lot of children, hundreds of them. I've seen a clip whereby school children were crying in tears during his funeral, and that really touched me.
In this time of need, me, I would propose, right Honorable, if it is befitting, that we also contribute as a parliament.
The Assembly also recognized and paid tribute to Kenya's third president, Mwai Kibaki, for the tremendous contribution towards the integration process and distinguished service to the people of Kenya.
He was a sharp economist who set his country, Kenya, a path of economic growth.
Kibaki was president of Kenya from 2002 to 2013. Jingo Francis, NTV in Arusha, Tanzania.